Hi, I'm Jessie, the Modern Witch. I am going to teach you how to make a Goji tincture today. Here is one of my Goji plants. It's pretty late in the year, so the fruit has kind of frozen a little bit, but I can feel it's still going to work just fine for making a tincture. I love picking the fruit off of my plants and working in my gardens. It's my time, peace, and connection with the earth. The action of making the tincture is almost just as healing to me as taking the tincture itself. The fruit for a tincture doesn't have to be absolutely perfect and beautiful. Some of these gojis have even frozen and they're kind of squishy now, but that actually isn't going to make any difference when we suspend it in our alcohol to extract all the beautiful goodness that is within the plant. Goji fruit never really went mainstream in American culture, I think for a couple of reasons. One, it's time consuming to pick. Got to pull all of these little guys off one at a time. And it's the plants are quite thorny and pokey and hard to work with. Two, the plants are not, the fruit is not sweet and delicious like we think of when we think of a dessert fruit. They're actually in the nightshade family and related to tomatoes and peppers and potatoes. And if you look at them, when you look at the plant, it does kind of remind you a little bit of a cherry tomato just hanging on the vine. It is an ever-bearing fruit, which means it's going to produce fruit all summer long. It's these beautiful little purple flowers. And the reason there's so much here is I've just been kind of busy with life and I haven't come out and picked it in quite some time. But really got to make a priority. And I was kind of having a bad day, so I needed to take a break from the hustle and bustle of our convenient, comfortable lives inside and get out, sit my butt on the soil, get my hands dirty. Oh, not to mention the beautiful sun, the sun on my face. All right, got a bunch of Goji picked. This was a really good haul simply because it's been sitting for so long. The next step is I'm going to use my mortar and pestle to grind it up to really let the alcohol get in and fully extract all the nutrients. These squishes in there. Once you get it all mashed up, you're going to put it into a bottle, but I have one that I've already started that I'm just going to add to because I've got so much extra space, but it will be the same process. We're going to do this a handful more times until we grind it all up. I do remove the leaves. They're not going to hurt you if you have a little bit of natural debris in there. Alright, I got everything ground up. Oh, one last little guy. I'll just smush him with my fingers and drop him in. Okay, everything's ground up and put into my jar. Now, I personally use vodka. And I use 100 proof vodka. Some people like to use Everclear, but I've read that vodka actually works better because it's alcohol and it's still got some water in it, where some of the parts of the plant are water soluble and other parts are alcohol soluble. So vodka actually gives you a better benefit than straight Everclear. But it's up to you. There are exact measurements, but that's not my style. I add vodka. So I have completely covered my fruit And then I've got a little bit of space up here that is just vodka. We are going to be shaking tinctures. Try to do it every day for about 6 months until the tincture is ready to go. So don't worry about this little bit floating here. It will all get mixed in. I write the date on it with tape. Here's an older bottle that I have made. It says what it is and then the date that I made it. And then I keep it in a dark place. I've got a cupboard where I keep all of them, and I just go up, shake, shake, and then put it back in the dark cupboard. So I dump everything into my French press. At this point, I will also reuse the exact same bottle that it's been cooking in. Remember, it's vodka, it's alcohol, so it's going to be perfectly clean. I just have a few floaties that I'm going to rinse out. Ta-da! Rinsed out, ready to go. Now, I'm going to use my French press and push down, 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 and compress all of my fruit, or whatever it was that I used. And I've got my clear liquid up here on top, and this is what I am now going to store and put into tincture bottles for future use. And I like to smush it real hard, again, to try to get as much of that alcohol out as I can. There you have it. My leftover guck. I will throw in the garbage. I used to compost it, but then I read how the alcohol is actually not good for composting. I don't know. And my tincture, which I will be able to bottle and use daily in my tea, in my coffee, however I want to get that particular fruit.